Hello, I'm Andy and welcome to Vectra News, your fill of gaming news for the week of the 14th of February 2015. Coming up in this week's episode, Peter Molyneux says he is done with talking to the press after he comes under fire for Godus. The former SOE studio Daybreak is hit by layoffs, Hatred becomes the first adults-only rated game on Steam, and Apple introduces a pay once and play category. This week, Peter Molyneux, who is mostly known for games made by his old studio Bullfrog, such as Populous and Dungeon Keeper, has come under fire for his new company 22 Can's still unreleased game Godus that was funded for £526,563 back in December 2012. It then entered early access on Steam in 2013, and finally in August 2014 a mobile version of the game was released. The PC version, however, stayed almost dormant. According to an interview Molyneux had with Kotaku, the game had money issues that the Kickstarter campaign couldn't solve, which resulted in them having to approach a publisher despite their plans on the Kickstarter to keep the game independent. In a separate interview this week with Rock Paper Shotgun, he wished he hadn't focused on the mobile version. Since the start of the game's development, the team shrunk to 3 people, with some members leaving and others being moved on to Molyneux' new game, The Trail. With this said though, on the 9th of February, a Godus update video was uploaded to the 22 Cans YouTube page, reassuring backers that the game was still on and it would be completed. Something that was forgotten in all of this though was the winner of 22 Cans' last game, Curiosity, who won the chance to shape the game Godus and be the god of gods, a feature that is still lacking in Godus. According to an article in Eurogamer, the winner Brian Henderson visited the 22 Can studio shortly after winning, however communications dried up soon after. Whether he will actually ever get to become the god of gods, only time will tell, but it seems that Devolver Digital has reached out to Henderson and one of their developers, Roll7, will be adding him as an NPC to their upcoming game Not a Hero. Godus' development has since passed on to Konrad Nzinski, and Molyneux has said to the Guardian newspaper people would be playing a finished version of Godus within 9 months, before telling them it would be his last interview, although the Guardian did note that he had spoken to another site the same afternoon. The question remains though, if Godus does complete within the 9 months, will all the features promised on their Kickstarter page actually occur in the game? Or will it just have a finish sticker slapped on it like Space-Based DF9, which completed last year? The game developer, who until recently was known as Sony Online Entertainment and brought us games such as EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies, PlanetSide, and its most recent entrant into the market, H1Z1, was sold off by Sony at the start of the month before being rebranded Daybreak Game Company. But just over a week after this sale, it seems that the layoffs have started. The actual extent of the layoffs hasn't been detailed yet, however it does seem that some of the prominent employees, such as David Georgeson, the former Director of Development at SOE, and Linda Carlson, the former Director of Global Community Relations, have both since gone. Along with these layoffs, it seems that the former Creative Director of PlanetSide 2, Matthew Higbee, has also decided to take his leave of the company, saying on Reddit, "Today was the last day on the PlanetSide 2 team and at Daybreak Games. This is a move I've been considering for a while now, and the reorganisation provided the right opportunity for me to exit." With these prominent figures leaving Daybreak at such a critical time, it could either mean the studio will go into some sort of decline, or it could actually go into a new creative direction. Whichever way it does end up going, we wish everyone the best in the future for finding a new home. Also this week, the game Hatred has cleared the Greenlight program and has also become the first game on Steam to have an ESRB rating of adults only. This rating can only be seen though if you're looking at the Steam page within the USA. Although Steam does sell other games which could be considered as adults only and have adult themes like Postal or Manhunt, these have not actually been rated by the ESRB, and the only reason Hatred was rated by them was because they wanted to release on console. The game does have a store page, but for some reason you can't pre-purchase it yet, and the space where the pre-purchase icon usually is seemingly lacking. Hatred had previously been pulled from the Greenlight program before being reinstated by Gabe Newell himself, who wished the team the best in developing their game. The fact that the game has remained on Steam, yet you can't buy it, could be the result of them not wanting to pull the game again from Steam, but then again it could also mean that Steam will open the floodgates to other adult-only games. Apple has introduced a pay once and play category to its App Store. This move comes roughly 4 months after both Apple and Google also stopped using the term free on their store's price tag labels, which came after pressure from the Federal Trade Commission, the UK Office of Fair Trading, and the European Commission in an effort to further clarify how free a free-to-play title is. I have to commend Apple for deciding to make this decision. In a time where more and more games are either becoming free-to-play or containing microtransactions, however for or against these you might be, it's nice to be able to see what games you only need to spend money once on. Especially for parents whose kids have managed to rack up some stupidly large bills on free-to-play games, it's nice for them to be able to simply see from a distance what games that they potentially won't have a headache with in the future. Although, quite how they manage to let their kids run away with their wallets and spend so much is another thing, and I've never quite realised how that could happen. But that's all from Vectra News this week. Don't forget to like, favourite, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and check out vectranews.co.uk to keep up to date with everything in the network. If you missed it this week, I did an unboxing video for the new Nintendo 3DS XL, the Majora's Mask edition, which you can find on our uploads page. But, as always, we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.